Greetings. Today we continue our study of the book of Revelation. This is the Prelude to Perdition, Part 2. We're still looking at the usages and the different ways the word apoleo, Strong's number 684, was translated into the King James in the New Testament. The third way that this word is translated besides perdition and destruction is by the word damnation. 2 Peter 2:3. And through covetousness shall they with feigned or falsified words make merchandise of you, whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not. Again, it's translated in 2 Peter 2:1 by the word damnable, who privily shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that bought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. Again, in 2 Peter 2:2, it was translated by the word pernicious ways. And many shall fall their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth is evil spoken of. In Matthew 26:8 and Mark 14, it was translated by the word waste. But when the disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? To what purpose is this destruction? Again, in Mark 14:4, similar, there were some that had indignation within themselves and said, why was the waste of the ointment made? So we conclude the general New Testament use of this word refers to that which fails to give its designed glory to God. Therefore, it is destined for perdition, destruction, damnation, a waste because of their pernicious ways and their damnable heresies, instead of teaching blessed truths. So let's then consider the detention of the dragon. The authoritative messenger is dispatched in verse number 1, which literally says, and I saw a messenger coming down out of the heaven, having the key of the abyss, a bottomless pit, and a great chain upon his particular hand. Note, the identity of the messenger is not specifically given. Some contend that this messenger is Christ himself, because Revelation 1:8 and Revelation 3:7 states the key is in his possession. And while that is a possibility, this is not specifically stated, and there are contextual difficulties with this view. Namely, Christ is already on earth in chapter 19, verses 11 through 16, as King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Others contend that this is the Archangel Michael. Michael was the one who contended with the devil over the body of Moses, according to Jude verse 9. In Daniel 10:13, it says Michael was the one who withstood the devil in order that Gabriel might bring Daniel the answer to his prayer from God. But again, I stress, the specific identity is not given to us. Therefore, we must conclude the emphasis is not upon whom is doing the action, rather the emphasis is on the action itself. Verse 2 then speaks of the arrest being dynamic. The arresting action of the messenger is identified in verse 2. And he, the messenger, took into custody the dragon, that old particular serpent who is the devil and Satan, and he bound him 1,000 years. How many through the years have asked God why he has not already done something about this great enemy of mankind? Some have questioned God concerning a lack of knowledge, implying God does not know what Satan is doing. 2, they imply God has a lack of power, that God does not do something about Satan because he's not able to do anything about him. And 3, they apply that God has a lack of concern, saying that God does not care about the suffering being caused by the devil. However, this day will stand as the rebuttal arguments against these charges and others like them. Even those saints seen under the altar in Revelation 6:10 were still asking, how long do you delay dealing with the devil?